Guys, thanks for joining us again. Today we have a very special guest from all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, Karin Wilson. We're going to be talking to her about what the Vegas market is like and what prices are doing there, what it looks like in the future, and just whole general idea on what it's like to live in Las Vegas. So we'll jump right into this in a minute here. Looking forward to it. So Karin, it's good seeing you again. It's been a little while. Karin has been my agent in Vegas for quite a long time. I've actually lost track of the number of properties that we bought and sold together. It's been a few. So I would love for you to just tell me a little bit about yourself and what it's like living and working in Vegas and how long you've been there and the whole bit. Kind of give me the rundown on it.
Sure. Well, I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley, as you know, and I went to Arizona State. From there, I came up here to Las Vegas because my mother moved here, and I've been here for over 30 years now. And I got my real estate license back in 2002 and went through the first boom with you, Ryan. And then we've had kind of a different kind of market. And then now we're back to that kind of craziness, although it's a little bit different this time around.
So you've been there for quite a while, 30 years now there in Vegas. So I think you're definitely, you know, all the ins and outs of Vegas. So if somebody's moving today from the Valley now, what areas of Vegas would you say are going to be the best spots for people to live in nowadays?
Well, certainly Vegas is very diverse. And so we have all the way up in the Northeast, we have Nellis Air Force Base and a lot of different kind of housing up there. We have, that's a lot closer to Lake Mead also. But I think people from the Valley would probably be more comfortable either on the east side in like the Green Valley area or on the west side up near the Summerlin area. But even north of Summerlin now, there's a lot of communities that have opened up that are really very, they're going to be great for the people from the Valley.
Wow. So even north of Summerlin now. So the reason I'm saying that is because, as you know, one of the properties that you sold me many years ago was in Summerlin. And it seemed at that point, that was kind of like the farthest north anybody was going in the Vegas proper area. But there's stuff north of that now, huh?
Actually, yes, there's actually two major master plan communities up there. And one of them is called Providence and the other one is Sky Canyon. Both of those have new homes going up right now.
Wow.
And they're, you know, starting in the high $400,000 to $500,000 range.
Wow.
And, you know, going up from there.
So, all right. So that's great. That leads me right into my next question then. So let's say I sell my house in California and I have $1 million I want to spend in the Las Vegas area. What am I getting for $1 million? What kind of bang for my buck am I getting?
Wow, $1 million will buy you a lot now. $1 million could buy you, well, it depends on what you're looking for too, because $1 million could buy you some land. You know, my next door neighbor is listed for $1,050,000. They've got a half-acre, beautiful single-story rambler, I guess you guys call it. But it's a single-story, beautiful, beautiful custom home. You could get something like that, but you could also get up into the foothills, some really nice properties up there, but you're looking at anywhere up to 4,000 or 5,000 square feet for $1 million. It's a big thing.
All right. So what if I'm working on a little bit tighter budget and I want to spend, say, $500,000? Am I stuck with just a condo? Or, I mean, you just mentioned that I can get a house north of Summerlin for, it sounds like that 400 to 500,000 number. So I could still get something pretty decent for 500,000 then?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, our median home price is only $460,000. And I say only, which is crazy because that's up $91,000 from what it was last year.
Oh my God.
But 460 right now is our median price. And so that's, you know, pretty much across the board, that's going to get you a lot of the different areas to explore. And what I've learned is there are certain people that like the east side and certain people that like the west side. And there's no rhyme or reason for it that I can figure out. It's just whatever is your vibe and what makes you comfortable. But the people from the east side would never live in Summerlin, and the people from Summerlin would never live on the east side. So you know, that kind of thing. But I mean, you're looking at, that's straight across the board in all of kinds of neighborhoods. You could get plenty of room all over town.
Okay. So let's say, I know one of the properties that we bought together many years ago was in the Panorama Towers. Kind of right in the thick of things, you know, just a minute or two off the strip at City Center. If I wanted to be like in the action, can I get a condo or something like right near the strip? What am I looking at price wise for that?
Sure. Actually, yeah, we do have those condos again, coming up. They're probably in the $400,000 range, looking in that area, depending on what building you're going to and what floor you're at. Panorama actually is only Tower 1 and Tower 2. They built Tower 3, but they ended up selling it. So that's, even though it's built the same way and the same structure and everything, it's a totally different building now. So totally different pricing and structures over there. And even though it's just really close to each other. So they're right there, but you also have Palms Place. That's got some, you've got some over at Cosmo, of course. So, you know, there's a lot of condo-tels that we call them.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So that gives us, like, where do you think that the market in Vegas is heading? Have you seen increasing inventory? Have you seen prices come down yet with the rising rates? Have you seen any of that? Or where do you
Well,
think
we're
you're heading?
definitely getting the rising rates. We're, you know, my lenders have been talking like 5%. And also we're looking at, it just depends on, you know, what we're looking at.
Okay. All right. So then lastly, let's go into a little bit of like kind of lifestyle stuff. Like what would you say like is going to be the biggest surprise for somebody moving from California to Vegas? Like what's gonna surprise them or shake them up a little bit?
I think probably our up and coming arts and music underground that's really coming forward in the downtown Las Vegas area. We're really, really expanding and working on improving that area. And the Arts District has become a fantastic, fantastic place where there's a lot of galleries and plenty of things where you're going to see just arts on the walls. They're just going to be, you know, they're painting the electrical boxes around here and things like that. I mean, it's just that's a really neat thing. And also the up and coming music scene. Our underground music scene here is second to none. I'm sure you could understand why. You know, there's so many people coming here trying to make it big. And, you know, also, you know, as far as entertainment goes, we've got all kinds of stuff. Recreational, you know, you've got Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, very close, within an hour for anybody. If you're on the east side, it's even closer, only a half an hour to the lake. We've also, you could go to the lake and you could also go skiing the same day up at Lee Canyon. We do have that, our ski and snowboard resort. But also, if you wanted something a little bit more extreme, Bryan Head is only 3 hours away up in Utah here. So we're very close to that as well. We have, there's a lot to do here, but we just have the 2 seasons, kind of like you guys. We're just really hot or really cold. And I think that's one of the things, again, that might surprise people is that we get really cold in the winter. We get into the teens. It's not a joke here, and it gets cold and it stays cold for quite some time.
I've been there for that, so I do know that. So one of the things that everybody's always interested in is like cost of living. And I found that an easy one for people to kind of relate to is gas. What's a gallon of gas running in Vegas right now?
Gallon of gas right now is running about, I think I just paid $5.03.
Okay, so you're pretty high there too.
Yeah, we're right next to you guys.
Yeah,
we're
right
like 1,
us.
2, 3 with you in Hawaii.
Okay,
we are right behind you guys for that. But the thing that makes us really affordable, Ryan, that people don't really maybe take into account monetarily is the state income tax. We have no state income tax. So straight off the bat, if your income tax for the state is say 11% of your income, that's an 11% raise you're getting straight across the board right now, just moving to Vegas. So if you could do your job from home and not pay state taxes, how fantastic is that? We also have no inheritance tax. So for people retiring, that's a wonderful thing. If they're trying to set up their trusts and things like that, we have no taxes on inheritance. We have a lot of really small business taxes across the board. We have no storage tax. I mean, there's so many advantages. You have to understand, we were built and structured by the mob. So that's the way they set it up. And that's the way it's remained pretty much.
Listen, I love it. I love it. I know I just cut that check recently to the tax man. So that makes a lot of sense to me. All right. So the one thing I always hear from my friends that live in Vegas is whenever I come out, I say, oh, let's go down to the Strip. They're like, oh, we don't ever go to the Strip. Is that really true? Like locals just hardly ever go to the Strip?
No, we don't really hang out at the Strip. We go to the Strip when our friends come in town and say, hey, let's go to the Strip. Unless there's a performer that we want to see, concert that we want to go to, that kind of thing, we go down for that. But that's the other thing that's come into town here, Ryan, and I haven't even touched on that, is all of the professional sports that are here now. We have the Raiders. We are also in talks for an NBA team soon, and also a Major League Baseball team that is from a similar place that the Raiders might have been from, that we've been talking to, that's in the works. And hopefully those kind of things pan out. But we have professional soccer. We've got the hockey team. We've got our Vegas Golden Knights. That's huge here. That's got a huge following. Almost every light that you stop at, you will see a Vegas Golden Knights something on a car. The city has just totally wrapped itself around that team. We have minor league baseball here, and that's really fun. And we have a brand new stadium that they built for them up here in Summerlin that is fantastic. We have the women's NBA now. We have, I mean, it's just crazy. It's gone absolutely nuts here.
It is fun to finally see sports happening in Vegas. You know, like every time I was out there, I'm like, yeah, I'm betting on all these other teams. Nice to have a Vegas team to bet on.
They were very concerned about the gambling aspect of it, and people, you know, really getting into that. And until they finally allowed them to let it go, I mean, we couldn't even have ads on the Super Bowl Sunday. Las Vegas wasn't allowed to run an ad on Super Bowl. Right. So, I mean, it's just changed a whole lot. And
all right, wrapping up that, is there anything else I need to know about Vegas? Anything you didn't get a chance to touch on that you'd like to tell me about Vegas, or is there anything I missed that I should have asked?
Well, there's just a lot of construction going on here. And I think that some of the things that maybe people don't expect that might not be so great is we do have a lot of wind here. So if you have allergies, it's high in allergies here. That would be something to consider for certain people, of course. And it does get really hot. And really, really hot is hot, and you learn fast what you can and can't leave in your car. And it's not a whole lot, believe me, because it will melt and warp and whatever. So maybe just touch on that. But our inventory is rising finally, which is nice. It's just ticking up a little bit. They said that our building's about 10 years behind because our home builders just stopped building back in the 2008 era. And when they quit building for so long, we got so far behind that our inventory, that's why prices are just going to continue to go up here. So the sooner you jump in, the better, as far as I'm concerned. They're still predicting an 11% increase this year in Vegas at the end of this year, but they don't see it going away anytime soon. We just don't have the inventory to handle the people that are here. And it's really kind of crazy.
It is. It is. Well, sounds like a very similar market to what we have going on. Well, Karin, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to chat with me today and help everybody out there that's thinking about making that move to Vegas. And I will post all of Karin's information down below so you can reach out to her if you have any questions about Vegas, or you're planning on moving to Vegas. And obviously, if you have any questions about LA, or thinking about moving out of LA or moving to LA, please reach out to me. And Karin, thanks again. It was a great seeing you again, and we will talk soon.
Great to see you too, Ryan. Bye.
Take care, Karin. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you for staying with us through the whole interview there. Hope you learned a lot about what it's like to live in Vegas and what needs to be done if you're going to move to Vegas. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Really appreciate you joining us. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you like what you saw here and you want to see more. And if you want to see other states or locales, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below, and we'll see if we can get those people online right away.